Hey everybody, welcome to a Facebook Live with Jeannie. I am Jeannie Nielsen, the Card Lady, and very excited to be here with you today. I gave a prep video telling you what images to stamp ahead of time and die cut just to keep up, because there's a lot to this one. There's a lot of die cutting. If you got the kit from me, I did the die cutting for you. You would need the Easter basket bundle in order to complete these. So hopefully you have those stamps and dies. I think there was something back ordered if you don't have it, but it's supposed to be coming back next week. So look for it next week. You still have plenty of time before Easter. And then of course you need the Easter Joy Specialty designer paper. And I really like it. I don't have a piece of it to show you until we flip down. But it's a really, really heavy cardstock rather than our usual designer paper, which is really kind of cool. And it's got a nice shine to it. It's kind of fun. Now, I've had a divided group that has said they don't like it and they do like it. Hopefully you're one of the do. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. But I also mentioned in that the different blends that you need, the different Stampin' blends. Lemon Lolly, Peach Pie. I didn't mention in my class yesterday the pumpkin pie, but you need Shy Shamrock for the leaves. You need Pretty in Pink, and we'll do all of that stuff in a little while. But I've done all the stamping and die cutting ahead. There is one thing. When I went through it, I'll go through it again when I flip down, but I forgot an Easter egg. So if you have time while I'm rambling on, run and do an Easter egg. And you may not need that until tomorrow, actually, because it's part of the basket. But I said 2 Easter eggs. You actually need 3. I did say that there were only a couple of ink pads that you need. You need Memento and you need Versamark. We're going to do a little bit of embossing with white embossing powder. And it's on the table over there, but we'll get to it when we get to it. I used Early Espresso when I was stamping my Chocolate Rabbit. We're not going to do that now because I already did it, but just to let you know, that was the 3rd ink pad that I mentioned. I forgot to mention Shy Shamrock and the Azure Afternoon, and they're mostly for stamping sentiments and things inside, so don't worry about that too much. But those are the 2 stamp pads that you need right this minute, the Versamark and the Azure Afternoon and Shy Shamrock. Let me get to business. I'm going to flip down so I can flip up, and I'm going to tell you once more the stamps that you need to stamp ahead of time and die cut so that you're ready to craft with me as I move forward. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get. We're going to see. So let me just flip up like this, and I'm going to flip down. You saw a picture of my messy room, but that's okay. Every craft room probably looks the same, and we only see the clean stuff on video. Okay, so you need 3 left-facing bunnies. You need 3 right-facing bunnies. I don't know which one is which, but trust me, you do need 3 of each. You're going to need 2 little chicks, the little ducklings. You are going to need 2 tulips. You're going to need 4 carrots. You're going to need 2 bunches of flowers. And like I said before, 3 Easter eggs. You can do all that stamping ahead of time. You stamp with Memento, and then we'll color together on camera. So let me get to the first card because I'm really excited about this. This is our craft along. I collaborated with Judy Tuttle and Monica Ghiberti, and it's really cool because we have different styles. So all different styles. So this is I did a lot of the die cutting ahead for you, but if I did not, that's what you have to do. So look at this. This really cute striped paper. I'm using it on another Easter card that I have to get done tonight that I forgot about. We have the stripes. We have this one with the tulips, and I've already cut it for you. And I have here, where did give me 1 second, and I'd better, oh, here they are, my glasses. Can't do too much without my glasses. I got my cheat sheet from the tutorial so I can tell you what the measurements are. It's 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then the striped pattern, you can choose if you want the stripes to be diagonal or vertical. Not diagonal, that would be hard. Horizontal or vertical. On this card, we did it vertically. So make sure that you line that up, that the 4 1/8, just a hair more than the 4 inches, is going with the stripes up and down. and then by 5 3/8. And that's going to give you just a tiny, tiny margin of about 1/16 of an inch all the way around. But I like that better than it covering the whole front. Next, we have a crumb cake layer. This is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, making the designer paper that we're putting on top nice and easy. 3 inches by 4 inches. I love that with card making. I love the 3 by 4 measurement and the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 mat. I do that often. Of course, we need our balmy blue ribbon, which I believe I have here. And we're going to use our bunny and a carrot. So let's get to business, and we're going to stamp the flower inside. I've got everything ready to go. I even treated myself with a new glue bottle, because I'm always shaking and trying to get the very last drop. I said, you know what? For once, I want a new glue bottle when I start. So let's get to it. Okay, so here we have our Pretty in Pink card base, and it's already scored. I'm not going to, did I glue this in already? Oh, I guess I did. So maybe we'd better stamp that first since I glued it in. I didn't even realize I did. We have a flower bunch on the inside. We also have the stripe. So we're going to color our flowers with pink, and we're just going to have a little stripe of DSP down here. I'm going to wait to put my DSP down here. So this is 4 by about 1/2 inch. Actually, I might have said about 3/4 of an inch, it looks like. Pretty close to a 1/2 inch anyway, by the length of the width of the basic white, which is 4 inches. Let me grab my memento and we will stamp our flower bunch here. And what I'm going to do is kind of put it up, but not too much. And then what I want to do is put the strip over top. I don't want these to be hanging out in the air like my carrots did on my card, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to glue down this little cardstock strip. Oh, gotta be careful when you use a new bottle of glue, let me tell you. And I should have trimmed it first, but it's a little bit longer than I really should have had. But that's okay, it's very cute. Okay, let's get to our card front. The first thing we're going to do is put our striped piece of paper on the front. So hopefully you're keeping up with me. Hopefully if you are stamping, I did tell you we do have some stamping to do today, like for the insides of the card. Hopefully you have most of your stamps mounted so that all you have to do is pull it out and keep up with me. This is really kind of a tight fit, but it is really cute. There we go. A 1/16 of an inch, if you're looking at a ruler, is just a hair over whatever measurement, or a hair under for that matter. So for some, if I'm saying 4 15/16, it's just a hair under 5 inches, just to let you know. The next thing I'm going to do is put this designer paper, already cut for you in your kit, on our crumb cake base. And remember, or mat, I should say. I said that our designer paper is 3 inches by 4 inches. Let me come down a little bit more so you can see. Oh, hi Lori, happy Monday. I don't know how much snow you have where you are, but we are trapped inside and Bob hasn't ventured out. It's still snowing here. We have had about 12 inches of snow, which is nothing compared to some of the places down in the south shore and closer to Rhode Island. They have close to 3 feet. So I'm very thankful that I have what I have. We have this little strip of designer paper. Just so you know, this designer paper is actually a specialty paper, and we gave each person a quarter pack, a 6 by 12 piece of the designer paper. So I cut the scallop for you already. There were 3 patterns of the designer paper, and I think we use all 3 on the cards, so I'll be able to speak more to that as I get to those cards. But I've already die cut this one. And then we have a small banner. There are 2 banner sizes that are wide. There's a small wide banner, there's a large wide banner. When I was first making the card, I couldn't tell which one, but it looks like it's the small wide banner. So that's what I gave everybody in their kit. We are going to emboss that. So let's get to our embossing, because that's some of the fun part of making these cards, right? getting my embossing powder that I left on the table over there. Okay, so this small banner is, let's see, it is about 2 1/4 inches by about 7/8 of an inch. So it's the small wide banner from Silas Shapes, just to let you know. Okay, I've got my very clean Versamark pad here, and I just got more refills, so if I need it, I will be able to have it. I am going to stamp Easter is on its way. That's the third thing I've had to get up for now. But it's okay, it's right here. Easter is on its way. It's kind of cute. We're going to stamp that in Versamark and sprinkle it with some white powder and heat emboss. I don't know if you guys like heat embossing, but I love the magic of it. The only bad thing about all this snow is I'm pretty sure I have to go to work tomorrow. Not sure how that is going to work. I have the embossing buddy. I should have used my embossing buddy to get rid of any static. So if you are doing embossing at home, make sure that you use your embossing buddy on the cardstock before you actually try to dip it in the white embossing powder. I have a Glad container here, and I've labeled them all with their various colors that they have inside. I'm going to grab my tweezers, and they're not my Stampin' Up tweezers because they're in my kit getting ready for on stage in 2 weeks. So I'm just kind of sprinkling this, and I'll kind of tap it on the side. Tap enough so that I can, see, do you see the R there? That's what I meant by you don't want that. But I have here part of the embossing additions kit, besides the tweezers, is this little brush. That's a little bit better. Not entirely better, but a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to use my heat tool, and we're going to emboss it. Now this isn't my Stampin' Up one because my Stampin' Up one is embossed for my retreats. This is the one, it gets a little hotter quicker, so I like to use it for my Facebook Lives. But when you see that it's no longer kind of like a matte and it goes shiny, that's when you know the magic has been done. So what I'm going to do is now mount this. Oh, before I do that, I totally forgot. We have to tie some ribbon. So part of your kit is this balmy blue gingham ribbon, and isn't that fun? So we're going to tie a bow. I actually have found that my bows turn out a little bit better when I do it upside down. They turn out right side up. So we were talking about this in my card class the other day, and why is that? I don't know. But the other thing I do know is that when it happened, when I am making my bows, I do have to double knot my laces because it doesn't stay. But for my cards, they turn out beautifully. So there's something about this. Okay, so I'm going to pretty up the bow just like that. And where is my snips? These will work. These are my non-adhesive snips, but they work well on the ribbon as well. So let's do that. And we are going to move this bow to the left side, just like that. Okay, so I'm just sliding it over, just like that. And then I can put this, Easter's on its way, I'm going to pop that up with some dimensionals. So let me grab my dimensionals here. I'm going to just put a couple on. I feel like I run out of them so quickly already that to use so many on them is really hard. You know, I don't get it. If I'm doing a swap with 10 or 20 cards, before I even finish the swap, I already have to use the bones. This is what my team member Laura says. She calls this the bones on the outside, and that's kind of what it is. But keep them and use them. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up like that. Actually, let me move it even a little bit more because we do have to fit just like that. Okay, ta-da. we do have to fit our bunny on the side too. So now that I've tied my ribbon and I have put that there, let me move the ribbon out of the way again for the next card. I actually want to pop this up too. So it's going to be double popped up. And then we've got that little scallop, and that scallop is actually longer than our banner. But you know what? That's not a big problem. In case you were thinking it was, it's not. We'll get to that in just a second. As soon as I get all of my, that one does not want to come off. Okay, and then I'm going to put one more over top of the ribbon. Maybe one more down there. And I'm not going to bother taking off those. Okay, so see what I'm doing? I'm centering it. I'm going to put it on there. Ta-da! Now we have our scallop. And this is what I was saying. It's a little bit longer. Is that a problem? No. You could either trim it if you wanted to, or, and we're going to tuck it underneath, you're going to notice that our bunny is going to sit right on top of it. So it's not going to be seen anyway. So I'm just going to glue it and not worry about trimming it and making it too short maybe. So I just put some glue on the back, and what I'm going to do is tuck that right underneath just like that. Just like that. And that works a little bit better than the first way that I did it. When I did it the first time, you know what? No. Yes, I've got two. Huh, that's where that other one went. I have two. That makes a little bit more sense. And it actually sticks a little bit better. How about that? Okay, before we go on, I'm going to start some coloring. So let me cover up my embossing powder in case I get carried away. We are going to use 3 colors on our bunny. No, we're not. We're only going to use 2 colors on our bunny. And then I think I need to find a carrot, which may not be in my thing. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is my Pretty in Pink. I'm going to do my bunny nose. I'm going to do the inner ears of my bunny. And this is the light Pretty in Pink. Yes, it is. Light Pretty in Pink. And then the other thing, I'm just going to add some cheeks. Ours is a happy bunny, right? Okay, so that's that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of shading to my bunny. And I'm going to use the light smoky slate. And it's almost, we'll do it just a tiny bit. We're not going to completely cover it in. We'll do a little bit here. And then it's going to make this guy just pop up. He's just going to pop out of his paper on the card. We're just outlining it just a little bit. Try to be consistent about where you're putting the shading. You wouldn't put it on both sides, but this is where the sun hits it or doesn't hit it or whatever. I actually probably should have done it. Yeah, I think that's okay. Is that good? Maybe we'll do a little bit more around here too. Just a little bit on the face. So that's what you're going to do with your light smoky slate. If you feel like it's too dark, use your color lifter and remove some. It won't completely remove it, but it will at least brighten it up. So there is my bunny. Oh, you know what? I think we want our tail to stick out a little bit too. So let me just add a little bit by the tail there too. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to pop up our bunny with the dimensionals again. That's 1, 2, just like that. Just like that. We're going to pop up our cute little bunny. And where did I put my carrot? It does seem like my carrot is MIA. So I'm going to see if I have a carrot on the paper. Huh. I do not have an extra carrot. But that means I put my carrot someplace in another card. But anyway, so this, let's look at this. This is my carrot. You can do it either in peach pie, and that is done with the peach pie. You could add a little bit of color with the light pumpkin pie. You can just use the light pumpkin pie just to add a little bit of variation. And that is on the lines of your carrot. So that works just fine. So that's the light pumpkin pie with, I believe that might be the light peach pie, but it could even be the dark peach pie. So sorry about that. I'll have to put that on later. Oh, I forgot our dots. So included in your kit are these really, really cute Easter embellishments. You can see that I probably liked my yellow and my blue the best. So we might have to get to a new package so I can use some blue too. So I got my new package here, ready to go. There we go. And let's just add with our Quicker Picker Upper, our Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm going to add a blue down there. I'm going to add an Easter egg down here, just like that. Maybe we want some yellow dots. I kind of like the yellow as well. We can put the yellow up here. Maybe we'll make another yellow. If you can do it in like an odd number, that's fine. If you can make it into a triangle, that's great. I don't have this down to a science, and if there is a science to it, please tell. But the fact of the matter is we just want to accent it. Maybe I will do, no, I think that's good. Okay, I'm not going to do any more even though it's 4. So that's that, and just pretend that we have our carrot hanging out right there. So there is card number 1. Ta-da! Okay, let me move these gems out of the way because when I need them again, they're not going to be findable. Yeah, that may not be a word, but it's a true fact in this craft room, let me tell you. So I'm going to just put them in here. Okay, let's get to card number 2. And do I know what card number 2 is? Oh, I'm covered with dots. I guess we are going to put another dot on there because it's on my hand. Okay. Card number 2 is this funny looking card. So when you got the tutorial on my page for it, I had 2 carrots hanging out here and then a 3rd carrot right there. When I had my carrots hanging out, I'm telling you, it was kind of funny. They seemed like they were levitating. They were actually floating in the air over the grass. We're not going to do it that way, okay? So let's fix this and do it better. The other thing is you got half a pack of paper. So I have this piece already cut and ready for you. This is part of the panel designer paper that you see in your package. It ended up cut in half. I cut it in half and then I cut out my panel that I needed for here. This time it was my friend Monica who said, I'm not opening another pack of paper. I'm sticking to the half pack like you guys get. And I'm going to make the card with a different piece of paper. Look at this piece of paper, and this is what we're going to do. So I'll tell you those measurements in a minute, but this is the panel we're going to use, which is very similar. So instead of being landscape, instead of being portrait mode, up and down, we're going to do landscape. And let me tell you how to cut this. This is a 3 3/4 inch by 5 piece when I get it cut down. So it's 4 by 6 to start, which means I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off of each end, and then I'm going to take a, to get it to 3 3/4, it's 4, I'm going to take an 1/8 inch off of each side. So let me bring in my paper trimmer here first, and we are going to start by doing that. So 1/8 inch off. The 1/8 inch is just a little, it's the first long mark on either the right or left side of your paper trimmer. You don't really see those 16ths over there. So that's what we're going to take off there. 1/8 off of the top. 1/8 off of the bottom. And this makes it now 3 3/4. And that's a little bit easier for me to keep track of, because that one, I just lined it up at 3 3/4 over here. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we have to cut off to get this down to 5 inches. Remember I said it's 6 inches. So we're going to take, I'm going to line this up at 5.5. I'm going to take off 1/2 inch. Isn't that so sad? And we are going to take off another 1/2 inch. I'm lining it up at 5. And we are going to end up with this piece of paper. We're going to pretend that, like my other card, it actually has the wheelbarrow full of carrots in it. So, do you have an imagination? It's parked right there. So now, let's make the rest of our card. The first thing I am going to do, I goofed. I goofed when I made this card. I made this card 4.25 by 11 inches. And my directions were for 5.5 by 8.5. So I have a go around for my ribbon. So I like to tie my ribbon around like that. But this time, I can't. Because my card opens side to side. So instead, we are going to tie the ribbon around the green layer. This Shy Shamrock layer is 4 by 5.25, and then of course this is 3 3/4 by 5, like I said. So let's first get out our Shy Shamrock. Oh, I wanted to show you, I did this on purpose. I was short a banner, probably for the last card I just made. I couldn't find my banner anywhere. So I cut it out of the middle of this piece of paper. Now you're going to say, what a waste of that paper. You can probably get 5 banners out of that, right? That's what you're thinking. Well, what I'm thinking is nobody is going to see that I took my banner die cut out of the middle of this piece of paper. It's going to be on the front and it's going to be totally covered with my designer paper panel. So I just wanted to show you that if you ever need, and this is especially the case if you have a specialty paper, like any of the luster papers, the glimmer papers, the foil papers, use the inside and take out a little bit of that and save it for other uses because nobody sees underneath there. Okay, here's my piece of paper, and I'm going to keep this out of my way again, and I'm going to tie the ribbon. I have the ribbon ending on the right side. You could end it right or left, whatever you desire. I'm going to be very honest. When I first did this, that duck is driving me crazy. Why is there a duck in my picture? So I was trying to cover it up. It just didn't work out that way. So this time we don't have a duck, so I can take my pick. Oh, and I forgot we're doing it landscape, so that does pay, I have to pay attention here. Okay, so let me tie my bow here, and then I will slide it in the, I like to kind of wiggle my ribbon until I have the tail that I need, just like that, just like that, and there we go, ta-da, and then I can kind of fancy it up as I go along. So that's what we're doing here. We're fancying it up. So I hope I'm not taking too long. Guys, when you watch the replay, you can fast forward through all my ramblings. But here, I guess you're stuck watching me. So I give you, I thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Okay, let's put this on. We're going to glue this on. What do you think about the back? There's also a fun checkerboard. You could play checkers on the back of this paper, right? Or tic-tac-toe or something like that. I'll tell you the honest truth. I'm not a big fan of this. To me, it looks like a shirt, a cotton shirt that's gone through the laundry too much. It's just too faded. But I love this side, so you can use whichever side you choose. If there is a panel that you don't like, and you do like, there we go. I better be careful because I'm going to get adhesive down there. There we go. Ta-da. And then I really blew it because I said we're going to do a 4 by 5.25 inch across the bottom and plant our tulip like we did here. So we're going to make that different too. So maybe you don't use the strip of paper. It's up to you if you want to. You can also die cut some grass from your green. You've got with your Easter bundle, hopefully you have the dies and you can cut the grass with the specialty paper that was included. Or I could also put my little strip of paper off here to the right. So we'll figure that out. Okay. So first of all, I don't have this attached to my base yet. So let's do that real quick and before I lose it. Anything that's not fastened down in my stamp room, Shirley will tell you that I probably lose it. I pick it up and I walk with it. And then she's following behind and trying to figure out where I'm going to drop it. Where am I going to drop that? So there we go. I could have put it on the left too, don't forget. So whatever you desire to do, you can. It honestly probably might have been better on the left because it's a little top heavy with the flowers there, but we're going to work around that. Let's do our carrots next. So now we have our 3 carrots. I'm going to color them with, I'm going to need the Shy Shamrock blend, and I'm using the light for all of my coloring. And we're, like I said, we're going to use the light pumpkin pie, and let's do the light peach pie because, I think I did light and dark peach pie on the table yesterday. So let's do that. Okay, so first, let me do my carrot tops. Then I have to tell you something else. I think I did tell you already about the bunches and about the levitating carrots. We're going to, we could do one that's a carrot top, and we could also do one that's laying on the ground like it's already been picked. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my dark peach pie, and I'm just going to, my big fingers don't, we're just going to do like that. We're going to just outline the lines real quick. Nothing fancy. And then, this is probably easier to do before you die cut if you are an exacting perfectionist, but we're just doing a quick job, so just to add some color. Okay, let me use my light peach pie. I'll use the brushed side. Yeah, they're a little pale, but they're pretty because they actually match the flowers on the paper. There we go, last one. Ta-da! Okay, let me put these back. And now what we're going to do, we've got the same thing. We've got our bunnies. We've got 2 bunnies. Same thing. I'm going to use my Pretty in Pink Stampin' Blend. I'm going to color his ears, her ears, a couple of cheeks, the nose. Same thing here. There. Oh, no pink on that side, but we can still do the nose and we can still do the cheeks. So let's do that. Love that. Okay, so now I'm going to do like I did before with a smoky slate, and let's just give a little bit of color again to our rabbit. So we're going to go like halfway up the ears. We'll go like that. We'll go like this. It's probably not the right side, but that's okay. It's your card. So we're going like that. Okay, do the same thing on this side, just a little bit up the ear, a little bit up the ear. Let's do it on this side for this one. I'm not very consistent about if it's inside or outside the line, so I apologize, but that's the way it is. And maybe a little bit over here yet. Okay. Cute. You can outline the whole thing, or if you want to skip the smoky slate or whatever color you use, feel free. This is your card. Okay, let's do this. We're going to build our card. So first, we are going to have one of our carrots being held. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to have this one this time hold the carrot. You can do, and maybe the carrot is this way. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to just do it right there. Yeah, looks looks like he's carrying it to the imaginary wheelbarrow that's right there. Okay, I can put my glue away for now because the rest is going to be popped up with dimensionals. So let me get that. I'm going to pop up my two bunnies. Oh, I found the carrot. I found the carrot. It was here all along. So here's the fourth carrot. That belongs in the pink card. So I'll add that later. Isn't that funny? I knew I would find it. Let's see. Let's put this one over here. We'll put this one up here. Let's pop it up a little bit. It might be in the way of the wheelbarrow that is supposed to be hanging out there, but this is showing you different things that you can do with your scenes. You can totally build your scenes of those designer panel pieces of paper that you have. There's 6 of them, so there's six options. Okay, so I suggested to Judy that she cut off the top. Well, I don't really mean the top, I mean the bottom. So we're gonna cut off the bottom of the carrot, just like that. And if you have a place for it, you can use it. If you don't, just get rid of it. And we are going to pop that up with a mini dimensional here. Got a few mini dimensionals left, so let's do that. I'm just going to put this in the ground just like that. You know what? I'm going to move it over. No, I guess I'm not going to move it because it's stuck. And I actually wasn't thinking, this one is actually going to be glued. I'm not going to pop it up. I'm going to put it on the ground, like right, it could be right here, laying down, getting ready to be picked up. That's where we're going to put it. So you can put it wherever you have room, wherever you desire. Okay. So there we go. I want it to look like it is dropped or not picked up yet. Okay, so there we go for that. Now, what we have to do is our inside. Well, you know, because I'm going to do this, I'm going to put the flowers here. I'll put just one flower down here in the corner. I'm going to stamp that with Memento. My strip is not going to work out so well because it's too short. But you can always add a strip of grass across the bottom if you wanted to, like I said. But let's see, I could also put this just like that, right there. So maybe we do that. We're going to put it right there on the side. Let me glue that in, and then we'll glue it into, and if I wanted to do it this way, I could do it this way too. Maybe I want to do it this way. I think I'm going to do the faded cotton way, because then it doesn't really matter if it matches the front or not, that the grass is growing up the side of the card. So let's do it that way. We were in church yesterday and the minister was asking, what do you daydream about? And the whole point is that we are supposed to keep our thoughts on heaven. But I was thinking, as he was talking, I don't daydream anymore. I kind of lost my daydream ability. When I was growing up, I used to make up stories all the time, and now I think I'm just so busy going from task to task that I've forgotten to daydream. Let me just color this Chai Shamrock for the leaves and the stem. Do a better job than I did right there. And there's pink on the front, so I guess I'll do a pretty in pink. I could also have done peach pie, but we'll do a pretty in pink tulip. So there we go. Let me add that to the inside, and our card is done, and it's a variation, like I said, of the other one. So this will give you an idea of what to do with the next card. When Stephanie came over and was making cards, she actually laid them in a bunch down here. Mine were already attached. It was my friend Joan that said, why don't you cut off the bottoms? I think I have said tops over and over, but it's the bottoms. But Stephanie had them laying sideways, and that was really, really cute. Okay, time for our gems. Not really gems, they're not sparkly, but they are fun. We could put, I'm going to put one inside because I think it goes perfectly down there. Let's see. We could do yellow like flowers, or it could be an Easter egg hunt. So we'll put a couple there. You've got a whole page of gems, so you can do whatever you want with them. That's the beauty of this. I know that some people ask me if they're okay if they change my card, and I'm honored that you have the imagination to take my card and do something with it to make it yours. So just remember that. Okay, so here's the two cards. Very cute, aren't they? They're really adorable. If you wanted this a little bit darker, didn't want the peach pie, use your pumpkin pie blends. Okay, that's card 2. Okay, let's see what card number 3 is. Let's see what I pull out. Oh, card number 3, I like this one. This is also designed by Judy. And it has so many die cuts, but I've done all the die cutting for you, and I've done all the die cutting for me. So we can get to this. I wanted to show you how I prepped the front of the card, the actual card base. So let me pull this out. We are going to start with a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of Shy Shamrock. Look at all these pieces that we have, right? This is very important that I'm going to show you how it is. So this, if I consider this the front of my card, let me show you what I'm going to do. We are going to cut up to the score line at 3/4 inches on each side. Now, for me, I like to use the right side of my ruler when I can. So I'm actually going to show you that I'm going to do both cuts. So there's my 3/4 inch right there. And then what I want to do is, so that I don't mess up, I'm going to make sure it's my dark blade that's cutting, not scoring. And I'm going to stand up and I'm going to line the line of the cutting blade up with the score line and go down. And just like that, I've made my cut. I'm going to do it the other side. There's my 1 inch. So this next big area right there is my 3/4 inch. Let me go back here. Let me stand up. Going to line up. Can you see there? There's the line, the score line there, and there's the lines on the cutting blade, and we're going to go like that. And that's all we need the cutting blade for. We actually have to do one more thing, and I had kind of forgotten about it for the first card that was made in my class, and then I had to go back to the rest of my cards and fix it. We have to be able to make this an easel, and to do that, we are going to, I'm going to fold these under so they're out of the way. I have to score in half this panel, this middle panel right here. I'm going to score it because it's a 5.5 inch front. I'm going to score it at 2 3/4. So there is my 2 3/4 line. Ta-da! That's all I have to do. And then I put this out of the way, and I can use my bone folder to burnish. So let's burnish those tops like that, and then I'm going to burnish this as well. Just like that. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do, I must need a new cutting blade because that's a little bit shaggy. The next thing I'm going to do, and I did this wrong, so I'm going to show you what I did. I think the measurements on the paper say that your basic white is going to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Well, guess what? Mine is 4 by 5 inches, and it's not going to matter because it's all going to be under these two sides. So let me show you what we're going to do. I should make sure there's nothing else in the middle. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let me glue down this basic white. Just like that. This is what I gave you, so I'm showing you how I made it work, even though the directions say a different measurement. So I apologize for that. Wasn't paying attention. We're going to just, yeah, very shaggy. Ugh, don't like that, but we're going to just glue these strips down here. Both of them are going to get glued down to each side. So you're not even going to see. Sorry, I'm just trying to move it over while it's still movable. Okay, and I don't like that shaggy, but I'll get a new cutting blade on there as soon as I finish. That's your sign. If it's shaggy, you need a new blade. Okay, so we're just gluing both of them down just like that. You do have a take your pick tool that has the X-Acto knife. So we have here this take your pick. No, that's not the one. I might have, I don't think it's inside my, no. Okay, well, there is a tip that's an X-Acto knife. So use that if you need to clean up your edges like I did. Now what we're going to do, the next thing we're going to do, we have 2 strips, and these strips are 1/2 inch by 5 3/8, and we're going to glue them down to each side. So we're not going to do the busy side. We're going to do the faded cotton side because it matches really well, just like that. Let me do it once more on this side. There we go. And that's all we need there. We are going to do one more thing for the inside, and that is we're going to stamp, and this is why you need your Shy Shamrock ink. We are going to stamp. This is an easel card, so look at how cool this card is. It's like this, and we're going to be able to stand it up like that. So here at the bottom is one of the other specialty papers I was talking about. So you had the coppery looking one. Now this is the green. I'll show you the pink for the next card. What we're going to do is glue that right here in the center. Okay. I'm going to glue that and just in between that, like that. Do it nice and straight. Okay, and then this piece right here, hopefully that's wide enough. We're going to stamp with the Shy Shamrock ink, and we're going to say, Happy Easter. So let me grab my Shy Shamrock ink. Oh, that reminds me what I didn't do in the other card. I'm like, why do we have the Azure Afternoon? I forgot to stamp my Easter's on its way in the inside of that card. So, okay, here's our Happy Easter. Just like that. Hold it there for a second, let that ink sink in, and ta-da! It could be a little bit more centered, but we're not going to worry about it because maybe we'll even put in a little design at the end, who knows. What I'm going to do with this is pop this up with dimensionals, and that's going to be our easel holder. This is what's going to keep our card open when you have it displayed on your desk or on your mantle, or your recipient has it displayed there. I had to laugh. I was watching Judy's today, Judy's Facebook Live. She's the designer of this card, and she says, you have to decide possibly, there's a lot to this card. You might have to decide who you really love, and that would be the one that gets the card. And that's not necessarily the case for me. That's not how I would decide it. I love lots of people, and lots of people could get this card, but I would decide it based on who would keep it displayed. Okay, this is the next part that's really important. We have this piece of paper here. This piece, this Pretty in Pink, is 2 5/8 by 5 3/8. 2 5/8 by 5 3/8 tall. And then we are going to do the designer paper, the blue with the tulips. Uh-oh. I might have cut that off. Well, let me measure it. I think I glued my directions together. I cut them out so I wouldn't have to copy them over. And I think I attached one to the wrong piece of paper. 5 1/4. So it's going to be 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. It's just a sliver around each side, okay? So just a 1/16 of an inch on each side, which makes it an 1/8 of an inch. So 2 1/2 by 5 1/4, and you just attach it. That's pretty close. Just like that. Okay, this is the important part, okay? What are you going to do if you glue this to the front, right there to the center? Your card is no longer an easel card. So make sure that you're only adding the adhesive to the bottom. I like to keep my hand there over the bottom half, just so I can keep track of it. If you need to put a pencil mark, do that. I'm gonna do it like this. Just like that. I might have to bring it down a little bit. And here is our easel. Let's decorate our easel now, though. Time to decorate. So I've got all these die cuts that I gave you. We're going to do an Easter basket. We're going to stamp a banner. We have a bow on our Easter basket. We have a scallop on our Easter basket. There is a lot to this, but we're going to have fun with this. Okay, so we're going to say, hello, spring. It's one of the smaller, narrower sentiments in your kit. Hello, spring. I'm going to use the Memento ink for that. And we're going to stamp that on the pink. And what I'm going to do is stamp it kind of in the middle, just like that. And then we're going to fork our banner. If you still have the banner punch where you can actually insert it and make your cuts, feel free. I actually hung on to mine too. The trick, people say, is to cut in the middle, and then you cut from each corner to that center point. And it comes out pretty okay. And then what we're going to do next, let's see, next we're going to attach our scallop. And the scallop is a little bit rounded because our basket is a little bit rounded. So, hello spring can go back, happy Easter can go back. I think I'm just going to keep right on going with my Facebook Live. If you guys are okay, you can always go get dinner and watch the replay if you're getting bored. And if you stay with me, oh, I love that. That just makes me so happy. Okay, so there's our scallop. We're going to make a 3D basket too, and I'm going to show you that in a couple of minutes. I didn't show you that as a sneak peek, I don't think. But with that, you actually would cut 2 baskets and then make a little box in the middle. Okay, the next thing we have to do is we're going to have to turn this over. And what I'm going to do is attach my grass. I'm going to put a thin strip of glue down here, not too much, just there. And I'm going to put that in my basket. So there we have it. I'm going to just kind of center it between my handles, just like that. Perfect. Okay, so that's that. Let's build our daffodils next. And now I have to say, I saw something which was really kind of cool, and I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but it actually has a little hole. So I'm wondering if the idea is to slip that in like that. I'm going to try this. I kind of stuck the stem in through the bottom. I don't know if this is really a thing or not, just saying. I'm just saying I'm going to try it. Let me grab my mini dimensionals, and I'm going to do a mini dimensional right over top of that stem, just like that. I didn't say that, I forgot to tell anybody at class who came to do this, that this is what I was doing. But what I'm going to do is just kind of put this over top, and voila, actually, that kind of worked pretty well. I didn't have to do any fancy gluing or anything. So let's do that with the others too. I apologize to people that came to class and I didn't tell you about this. Everybody was done with it by the time I saw them doing it. So I'm just sliding it through that little opening there, the little stem, just like that. I'm going to grab my mini dimensional right in the center. And then I'm just going to take I thought these were tulips. I have to tell you, I thought these were tulips when I was doing something with it. And they're actually the center of the daffodil. Isn't that cool? Okay, one more. Let's do our last one. I think we're saving ourselves some time. I think I just made up 5 minutes of time by doing this. Okay, there we go. I just slid that in through the bottom from the back to the front. Do that, and do that. Just like that. Perfect. And you could, it's all one die that cuts it out, but you know how we have daffodils that are different colors. You totally can make daffodils that have an orange center, like the jonquils or whatever. You could have a white outside with a yellow center, yellow with a white center. So many different varieties. I just love daffodils. And luckily, that's one thing that deer don't like by us. They don't like daffodils. Before I forget, I'm going to put this Hello Spring on my basket because I ended up cutting it down and doing it not right when I did the original card. I didn't read the directions, so it helps when you guys get a tutorial. What's really, really cool is if you read the directions first, because there's sometimes when I make a tutorial especially, I might put it with a little asterisk, or I might say, put it in bold or italics or whatever, just to tell you there's something important here. Pay attention. Okay, the next thing we are going to do, let's see. I just wanted to put that there before I forgot it. Okay, so let me turn this back over. We're going to add our tulips. We've got 2 tulips, and these tulips we can color very quickly with Shy Shamrock again. And then we're going to color 2 different colors here. You could make it yellow, but we already have, my favorite are the red and yellow tulips from Holland. And, oh, see, I didn't finish my thought. Daffodils here, the deer don't like them and the squirrels don't eat them. So my daffodil blooms are like basketful size. I have so many daffodils. I love that they're that way. Okay, let me color one with Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to do the other one, like the paper, Balmy Blue. So let me pull out the Balmy Blue. Oh, I've got that in my hand, and not the Pretty in Pink. Okay, these 2. We have a boy tulip and a girl tulip. Am I kidding? Yep, this is light Pretty in Pink. I was just making sure. Oh, I blew it. I did them both pink. Well, let's see what happens when you color over with blue. It makes an ugly color. That's what happens. It's really, there are such a thing as purple tulips, but oh boy, that was not supposed to happen. I should have left it. Okay, let's attach that. We're going to have them facing forward. Maybe we'll have this one in back. Yeah, we're going to have it facing forward like that. I'm building my basket here. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to my stem, and I'm building my basket. Oh, I'm going to use, keep forgetting that I've got a brand new glue here, and I don't need to go that crazy. Okay, so we'll go like that, and we're going to go like that. So I'm building it backwards, and then we're going to end with it with these daffodils kind of peeking through, just like that. So you can kind of stagger the heights a little bit. And what I'm going to do, because I really like this, I think I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. So this one I can hold with dimensionals like that right there. Let me do the next one. How are we going to do this? Oh, it slid because I'm going to do that one just like that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to tuck that one like that. So it's still in the front. There we go. And then the last one, we can do the same way, tuck it in through the front just like that. It's here. I want it to show a little bit, but I want it to be behind, possibly behind my tulips. So do it like that. One more dimensional. And then one more, a couple more down there. Easy peasy. Now, if you're making this with me, because I did a lot of the cutting for you, hopefully you're keeping up with me. Oh, I love that, don't you? So that is a very cool basket. We're going to put that like about there. Not quite to the top. You don't want the handle to overlap. Well, it's not quite centered, but that's okay because we are going to uncenter it anyway by adding our bunny here. So we're going to put our bunny right there, and that'll kind of pull the weight to the side, right? Pretty in pink for the ears, the cheeks, the nose. Oh, and then who do we have here? We have a little chick. I'm going to color that chick with light lemon lolly because my paper here is lemon lolly. I'm going to do everything. Oh boy, I think I need a new lemon lolly. It feels a little bit, feels like my tip is not really, when it feels like your tip is not really touching the paper or that it feathers, that's time for a new blend. I'm going to use, the light peach pie for the nose. And then we're going to pop up this guy over here, just like this. I want to be able to see the tulip, so I'm going to put him down a little bit. More dimensionals, that means. And let's see what we're going to do. Just like that. Ta-da. And then we'll put our little chick right there. Just kind of like right there. Maybe I'll glue the chick down, kind of hiding out. You know, how many chicks do you know that are brave and come right out in front of their mom or their friends? Not too many. Okay, there we go there. And the last thing to do is add our pink bow right to the top. And there's our card. So let me show you. It doesn't matter what we have on the front, but this is because of the score line. You've got your easel in the middle, and then that pops it up for you to. Isn't that so cute? Hello, spring, happy Easter. I hope you love it. I don't know if you can see it better sideways, but it's really pretty. Oh, need some gems. Let's get our gems out real quick. I've got them right here. I think we're going to do a couple of Easter eggs here and there, hiding in the grass, just like that. Maybe another one down there. We could put a blue. These look like the candy dots. I don't know if you remember the penny candy from a long time ago. We could do one there. Oh, you know what? We could put one on the other side too. Even it out. So, lots of fun stuff. Okay, that's it for that one. That's card number 3. We are moving right along. This next one doesn't take that long. Let me go back to this one because I forgot to stamp the Easter is coming. And Easter's on its way. The Azure Afternoon, let me just pull out. Easter's on its way. Easter's on its way. Maybe I should have done, make sure it's right side up. I should have put my flower further down. My flower is levitating now. They have a way of doing that on my cards. Too funny. Okay, so that one is done. Very good. I do have to clean this though because we're going to need it to, for our next card, we are going to do some more embossing. Oh, it's Happy Easter. Okay, so this is another fun fold card. This was designed by Monica, and it actually stands up really well, just like that. So, although you can't really see it, that's what it looks like. So, it doesn't fold up, or maybe it would if I burnished my edge a little bit more. It's very possible I didn't burnish it enough. We'll do that when we make our next card. So we have a balmy blue here, and this balmy blue is 8.5 by 5.5, but we've scored it a little bit differently. Let me take everything out here. We scored it at 2 3/4 and 7 inches, meaning that we have an 1.5 inches here and 2 3/4 on this side. This is actually going to be up and down. It's going to be a landscape card. And the next thing we're going to do is this piece of Pretty in Pink is going to be 2 5/8 by 5 3/8. Again, barely a border, okay? Just a 1/16 of a border. So let me add that real quick. And then I'm going to show you the beautiful pink specialty paper that is part of this suite as well. So there's 3 patterns. There is a, hold that thought. Let's burnish these edges really well. Just like that, okay? It's easier to do before I glue. So I'm going to attach this right to the top, leaving just a sliver on all 4 sides of the top. And then here is my Pretty in Pink, the flowers. They're a little sparkly. They almost have like a silver in them. I'm going to glue them, this piece, which is 2.5 by 5 1/4. So if you remember 2.5 by 5 1/4 for the designer paper, and it's an 1/8 larger width and height of the Pretty in Pink, you're going to be good. There we go. Okay, now the bottom is also Pretty in Pink. It's another layer. Where is my Pretty in Pink layer for that? Okay. I am not sure. Let me cut another piece of Pretty in Pink. So my bottom is going to be 1 3/8 by 5 3/8. So give me a second, because I don't think I see that Pretty in Pink here, and I don't see it laying around. So never mind, I found it. Okay, 1 3/8 by 5 3/8. And we're going to glue this design of the Easter egg pattern to the bottom. So there we go. I don't know if you've been able to tell, but this is really, really stiff. I mean, it's almost like the backing for the designer paper, the white backing that it comes in. It's stiffer than our normal cardstock. Okay, our designer paper. I'm going to glue that to the bottom. And this, when the card is closed, you're going to be able to see these cute Easter eggs. When the card is open and displayed, it's actually part of our easel. Oh, I forgot. We don't have an easel yet. We're not done yet. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I've got my Shy Shamrock piece here. This Shy Shamrock is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, which means this is 3 by 4. Easy peasy. We're not going to use that. That's a little busy. We're going to use the back, the faded cotton back. So although the front is shiny, the back is not. And this may be, it's heavier on the front, so it kind of wants to curl on me. But so I'm just going to hold it there for just a second. Just a second. Just like that. Perfect. And the next thing I have is my 3-inch stitch circle. This is the largest stylish shapes right here. And what we're going to do is stamp our, where did I put it? We're going to stamp our flower bunch. Here it is. The bunch of flowers. We're going to stamp one kind of in the center with Memento. Yep, this is what happens to my craft space. It just gets taken over. Let me clean up just a second and bring in my memento. There's the green banner I was looking for my other card. But don't tell whoever gets this card that I cut a banner out of the center of their paper. We're just going to kind of stamp it kind of in the middle. And then I've got a tip for you if you don't want yours to look, if you look at mine, a lot of the flowers are the same and kind of grouped together. I think if you color them all the same, like the blue on top, the pink on the left, and the peach pie on the right, it's going to work better for you. Okay, this is just what I'm thinking. Let me close my ink pad up. We've got our 2 bunches that we already pre-cut here, and we're going to pop them up just like that over the center, okay? So that you can see kind of all of them. When they're popped up, you'll see it better. So let me pull in my balmy blue, my peach pie, and my pretty in pink, just like this. Okay, so I'm going to try and do all of them. Maybe I'll do them all pretty in pink at the top this time, okay? Top is all pretty in pink. And here's my top one. So this is another fancy fold card, and does it have a name? I don't know. We'll have to ask Monica. Okay, the lower is going to be the peach pie, lower on the right. And I'm going to do that with all 3. It just works. If I do it, you could also do some yellow. You know, you've got all kinds of colors, but I'm just using these 3 colors just because that's what's in front of me. Okay, and balmy blue is going to go over here. And what I'm going to do with actually the yellow is my flower centers, just like that. Okay, there's number 2 and number 3. Perfect. Okay, let me pull in. I've got Daffodil Delight, or I could do the dark Lemon Lolly. Whatever I want to do. Oh, yikes, that was tight. This is a new Stampin' Blend. So there's our yellow, and one more with our yellow centers. You could do pink centers, you could do blue centers, whatever you want to do. You could leave them white. Okay. Now what I said I'm going to do is I'm going to actually attach this to my card front. Let me do that first, and then I will do the building of the front. We're going to go just like that, right in the center. Perfect. Our bunnies are going to be, it's almost like they're holding a banner. That's what we're going to do here. Okay, so I've got I'm just going to put one dimensional behind it. Just like that. And this one I could possibly do a little bit lower on this side so it doesn't look so, just like that. Ta-da. Okay. So that's that. Then we need our Happy Easter banner that our guys are using. This is 1/2 inch by 3 1/4 inches. And I'm going to use my Versamark and the Happy Easter, which needs to be cleaned because it still has Azure Afternoon on it. So let me grab my cleaner. Just use my chamois on that real quick. You don't want to have a blue Versamark pad, so make sure your stamp is nice and clean before you ink it up in your Versamark. That's a helpful tip, let me tell you. I've done it before. I've forgotten to remind people before. And we are going to, before I forget, we're almost done, guys, so hang in with me a little bit longer. I got my embossing buddy. There we go. Put that there. And we're going to stamp Happy Easter. Lori, are you going to be able to do this when you finish? Hopefully. I'm almost done. We're getting there. Okay, where's my tweezers? My reverse tweezers that are not Stampin' Up. I'm going to take my, do you guys remember Orange Leaf? That's where I got those spoons. Somebody said that they also had those spoons until they put it in the dishwasher, and because it's biodegradable, it melted. And that's the whole idea. It's supposed to melt in nature. So I've never put mine in the dishwasher. Okay, I'm going to just heat emboss. See, it's not shiny. You can see it's like a powder over top. I have to hold it so I can see it. I'm sorry. And I'm just going down the line, and it's melting beautifully. And you know it's done when it's nice and shiny. Can you see the shine? Very cool. Okay. I'm going to let that cool for just a second. And let's use our Pretty in Pink and our Smoky Slate on our bunnies again. So, pink noses, pink nose, pink ears, just like that, pink cheeks. I think I'm ready for a Pretty in Pink marker too, because that feels a little fuzzy. It's not fuzzy, it feels weak. It feels like the rest of it is, here, we'll go like that, going halfway up, go like that. Let's go down here a little bit on the tail, a little bit in like that, and maybe a little bit down the side. Just decide where your shadows are coming from, I guess, is the key. Maybe I'll do it this side. Doesn't make sense that one is one way and one is the other way, but it's going to work better for my card. Do it like that. And maybe a little bit like that. Just makes our bunny look whiter, right? Okay. Dimensionals. We're going to pop up our bunny. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the banner in just a second. So we've got our dimensionals here. And I really don't want too many layers of dimensionals because it makes it hard to mail, right? So let's put this one like, I'm going to put them, maybe I'll put them right there, like that. And this one, putting 2 dimensionals on. And we are going to put that right there. Oh, I forgot something. I forgot a big thing. I forgot the ribbon, and it's so cute too. And it's done around the green piece of the cardstock before it's attached to the Shy Shamrock. So, oops. I'm still going to put the ribbon under there. I'm going to attach it with a glue dot. That's what you do if you forget to do your ribbon. You attach with a glue dot. Let me see if I can find my ribbon. Here it is. I know you were saying it's right in front of you. It's right on the table. Thank you for that. That helped me find it. So there we go. There's our quick little bow. And we can attach that, and nobody will be the wiser. We're going to attach that with a glue dot right under that bunny's ear. And everybody is going to think that we did not forget the step. There's always one step that everybody seems to forget. Isn't that so funny? Except for the designer, because they've done it that way on purpose. So, okay, let's do it like this. Ta-da! Now it almost looks like it was supposed to be. Okay, the next thing. They're holding the banner. I said I didn't want it to be, you know what you could do if you wanted to? You could fork this. Why don't we? We're going to make it look like a banner. I'm taking Artist Initiative. You don't have to do it, or maybe you already did. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to take 2 dimensionals and put them just in the center here. And the reason for that is because there is no dimensionals right here in the center, and that will help it to just kind of, oh boy, look at what I forgot. I don't know if we're going to see it or not, but our flowers need some green leaves. I totally was focusing on the flower and forgot the green leaves. Something under there, a little bit under there, right there. Good enough. Okay. And what I'm going to do is put my Happy Easter right there, right over top. Isn't that so cool? I love that. You could glue it down if you want. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more dimensionals. I'm going to put it on the top half here, the dimensionals. We're going to just pop up the top half. 1, 2, oops, wow. I folded that one. Slow down. 3, 4, and then we probably want another like in the center. Okay, let's attach that to our card front. We're going to center it on our card front, just about like that. Lift up, it's not quite where I wanted it. Like that. Okay, and there, ta-da, is our card. I had a card base laying on my table or a card inside, and I didn't know where it came from. This one is just going to have the Easter eggs right across the bottom. So I don't think the brown is that pretty. It probably has a place, though. It almost looks like a brick path. You could have it like it was a brick path for your bunnies to be hopping up the bunny trail. Okay, and let's glue that inside. And card number 4 is done. Whew. What time is it? 6:21. I've been doing this for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Whew. And I've got 7% watch life left, which is not very much. Okay, that's number 4. I'll show you all these at the end. Let's bring in our basket. So we're going to do the last piece now. It is our yellow basket. Oh, tomorrow spring would be great. I have a feeling we're not going to be seeing spring flowers for a while. Ay, ay, ay. It might be July before we get some crocuses blooming. This is our little basket, and it's a 3D basket. You could fit some Hershey Kisses in there. I'm going to show you how we did it and how we made our box. So first, let's make our box. And you know what I have to say to that? I don't remember. Oh, here it is. The dimensions. Okay, 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. I've got my lemon lolly already cut here. 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. You can obviously see that there's a shorter side and a longer side. I hope. That's the plan anyway. On the 3 1/2 side, the shorter side, we're going to score that at 1 1/4 and 2 1/4 inches. 1 1/4, 2 1/4, and remember it's 3 1/2. Yes, so it's 1 1/4 inches left. Okay, 1 1/4 and 2 1/4 on the 3 1/2 inch side. On the 3 3/4 side, we're going to score it at 1 and 2 3/4. There we go. Now, we're going to have to make a few cuts. We don't have to do anything fancy, but what we're going to do is on the short side. So look at your 3 1/2 inch side. This is my 3 1/2 inch side. I am going to cut up to the score line. That's what we're going to do on both sides. Just like that. Then you could use a glue dot to hold these tabs together, or you could use green glue, whatever you want to do. Oh, let me move this out of the way. We don't need that anymore. I'm going to bring in my bone folder and burnish my edges like that. Just like that. Okay. Now, let's fold it up. And because the 1 inch, we're going to hide the 1 inch inside. So we're just going to, if I wanted to, I could put a dab of glue Maybe I'll do that. A dab of glue on each of these shorter panels, and one side is going to pop up. Glue tends to dry pretty fast for me when I don't want it to, but it'll probably take its time now, right? Isn't that funny how that works? Okay, and then let's put glue again on our edges here, just like that. And we're going to fold these in, and voila, we have our box. Let me hold it there for just a second. The next part is really easy because a lot of it is already done. I just don't know where I put it. Okay. Okay. Oops, sorry, people. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it. Under all of my flowers. This is it. Here we go. I'm so sorry I gave you a headache with that one. Oh my goodness. Careful. Okay, I wanted to tell you something. I'm not going to show you this time because I already told you to die cut it. But if you have not die cut this yet, when you get it, what I want you to do is put a piece of packing tape over top of your piece of early espresso cardstock, and it makes a really shiny, milk chocolatey, tempered chocolate bunny. So I just want you to think about that if you want to do that. I didn't do that because I'm doing what I showed you, but if you did one that you put the packing tape over it, do it before you die cut and then as part of it, and then just take your bone folder and really burnish it down. So the other thing I could do, I'm thinking about it, I could make it with Wink Estella and just make it shiny that way. But let's do this next. We're going to just build the basket. We're just going to attach the two sides. Super quick, super easy. Just kind of center it. The box in between your handles, just like that. And glue it down. And we're going to do the same thing for this side. You can tell it might be better to do it to the box because I might end up putting more glue on here than I need. So that wasn't a great thing to do. But just like that. Okay. This is the green patterned paper. We cut some grass. Isn't that fun? This is also Monica's project. And I just love it. Okay. So I'm just going to, I'm doing this off camera because I have to do it under my nose. I'm just adding a thin line of glue. And just decide what is going to be your front and what's going to be your back. Okay. I'm just going to tuck that in here between my handles. Just hold it there, and there's our green grass. Isn't that cute? Love how that's done. Okay, we've got 2 eggs. I said you should actually have 3 eggs. And you know what? I don't know where my carrots are. I don't have my carrots too. You should have, I said 4 carrots. You actually need 5 carrots, but you can make do with just 1. So let's just use this one that's sitting off to the side here. Since we're short a carrot and an egg. We're just going to very quickly color our things because I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to do my light pumpkin pie on this one, just because that's the one I pulled up. For that, I need the Shy Shamrock for my carrot tops. I hope I have sold you on this paper for sure. Okay, I have light peach pie. That's what I'm going to use. Sorry. I kept picking it up, but then putting it back down thinking it was a light pumpkin pie because they're both PP. Okay, that. Now I've got my, oh, forgot. The beak. Let's do our lemon lolly chick. I'm going to do it more, I'm going to use dark lemon lolly this time. So let's do a dark lemon lolly chick. And I don't, this lemon lolly, the other thing I could have used is darling duckling, but this is lemon lolly. Okay. And we're going to do our Easter egg. So let's do a yellow. This one I'll do yellow at the bottom. They're all a little bit different. I'm going to do some pink. What do I want to do? Pink. I'll do pink there. This one I can do pink right here in some of my triangles. I've got balmy blue. Sorry, I'm hurrying now because I'm running out of time. That I didn't do a good job with that. Okay. This one like that. Now we could do our peach pie. Light peach pie, I guess I'm using on this one. Do that there. This one I'm going to do here. And then why does it seem like I have another color I need? I guess we'll do Shy Shamrock. Why not? Shy Shamrock at the top there. Beautiful. So you've got all those different colors. You can color them. This could be your Easter egg decorating because, you know, I know that I don't like to get out the stuff and decorate. What we're going to do is, I guess because I don't have a whole lot, I'm just going to put a carrot here. I'm going to glue that to the inside of my grass. Whoops. Oh. Okay. I made a mess. I made a big mess because I put the glue on the back and that's not going to work. Now probably now what's going to happen is my kisses are going to stick to my carrot. This one, I'm doing it on the front and just adding that there. Now, you have another Easter egg to cut that I forgot about, and it looks like another carrot too. And I missed that too. We're going to pop up our little duckling on the front. I guess we could use a big dimensional. My hands are all sticky. Good thing that this is the end. Going like that. And we're going to just kind of glue this right there, just right there. Does that make sense? And voila. So when you make your own, cut yourself another carrot, cut yourself another Easter egg. Boy, oh boy. Oh, and I forgot, the chocolate bunny goes over there. And if it's shiny, it just sticks out even more. Let's try just for the fun of it, just because I'm curious, because I didn't do the packing tape, what Wink of Stella would do here. I think it's going to make a glittery bunny rather than a shiny bunny. So, may not be what I'm looking for, but maybe it's a sugar bunny. There we go. A little bit of glue to the bottom. Not that much, by the way. Here, we're going to do this to our top of our basket, the Shy Shamrock bow. Definitely not as much as I just put in there. Oh, I forgot. We've got the scallops for our basket trim. Let's see. Am I going to be able to tuck it in here? I don't think so. No. I'm kind of sawing it down. This is not how this is supposed to go, but this is how I built it, so that's how it goes. This one, it goes much smoother if you put it on first before you start decorating. There we go. Lines up perfectly, just like that. Now, we need one more thing. We have a For You that I'm going to stamp and put right here. That is the tiny little stamp, the last stamp for us to use out of this whole thing. We used every single stamp in the bundle, by the way. For You is going to be stamped in Shy Shamrock. There we go. And I think I'm going to use mini dimensionals to pop that up. So let me do that. Oh, we didn't use any ribbon on this one, but you use lots of ribbon on your other projects. So I love this balmy blue ribbon, and I hope you guys do too. You get a whole roll of it to work with. It's good. for baby things too, like blue babies. Not blue babies, but blue for boy baby cards. Yeah, don't wink a Stella at him unless you like a sugared bunny. And then what we can do, if we want to, we can just add, I've got some kisses here that I can add. These were actually given to me by one of my patients. They are the Valentine kisses, but I don't have the Easter candy yet, so we can do that. And then if you want the handle to be together, you can certainly do that. And what you would do is just put a glue dot behind there and then stick them together just like that. And ta-da. So this one I have together. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of that, I see the yellow that I put right in the middle of my bow. Let's do that again. Our little adhesive backed embellishment. We can put, I don't know which way this goes, but we could put this right there. I think that's the side. It was on the side of my thing and it was under, so I thought maybe it was not right. And then of course, if you wanted to put more up in your grass, you could do that. Nah, let's not do that. But you could do it for the ends of the baskets with the blue, whatever you want to do. But because there we go. It is kind of cute. I like it when I thought of it earlier though. So you can put more carrots in. You can make another egg for inside there to fill in that space, whatever you want to do. So let's look at these cards once more. This is the one we just did. This is what now it stands up just perfect to be another easel card. And then we did this card. We did the horizontal one, but I had previously done the vertical, just like, oh, let's get this right. This. So you can do one of each, just giving you ideas of how to decorate these. And then, and I'll put this on my Facebook front too. We've got our Hello Spring, and here I've got a brave duck, and here I've got a shy duck. But however you want to use that, and that is an easel card, just like that. And our last card, the first card we made was this one, and I love them all. I hope you do too. You'll have to tell me which is your favorite. The blue scene one, the easel green one, the easel fancy, the really easy fancy fold one with the pink specialty paper. This is actually a balmy blue card if you need to specify. And then our pink striped card. So tell me which is your favorite. Who knows? You might get it in the mail. Can't promise it because I'm actually heading to my parents this week. I am going to go see their new house in Virginia. Let me flip back for just a second so I can talk to you. Oh, hi, Joan. There are a couple things I forgot, but hopefully you saw everything. Getting my hair done on Thursday, so I won't have to wear it in a clip before I go see my parents on Friday. And I'm going to go see them in their new house. They moved last July, and this is my first trip. I hope you had a great time stamping. I hope you learned some new tricks, and we will see you very soon. Bye, everybody.